Hello, this is Greg Eddolls, host of Einstein's Disease. Again, tonight I'm back with our wonderful guest and good friend, Jonathan Duquette. Jonathan, it's great to have you. I like this segment for our show because having you back on the show, we can kind of talk about some things that might be a little bit more esoteric to some folks, but it's big. And that's the future of roofing. You touched on it at the end. You kind of stole my thunder coming into this. I was going to try and blindside you a little bit, but you didn't let me. But anyway, it's where's roofing going, and where does that? How do you see your company as roofing changes? We clearly have a better product than we had 10 years ago. That's the first place to start. Some of the technology's gotten better. Whether you're grade 1 to grade 5, something's better than what it was because there's money that's being spent in the industry. But it's going to change a lot, or maybe. And that's where I wanted to pick your brain, get your vision, look through your glasses, and share how you see things going, where they're going, and what that does as the leader of a company that is on the forefront and has the best product to be able to solve the problems for for everybody that has a house for up to 100 years.
Yep.
But in 20 years or 10 years, something new, or maybe even sooner. I'm interested to hear what you think. Some of the structure on that's going to change, what it looks like, and what that does for your company, because that's a big challenge.
Yeah. When it comes to the progress in the asphalt shingle industry, actually it decreased over time. Just because in the 70s there was about 180 manufacturers of asphalt shingle in the United States. Nowadays there's about 4 to 6 really major player. And when it comes to business, right, you know business. Yeah. So once you own the market, how do you make more money? Not by creating something better that's going to last longer. No, because you have shareholder that they need to make more money, right? So if you come with something that's going to last for 100 years, it's not good for your shareholder, because now in 15 years or 10 years, they won't have any sales, right? So that's a little bit the problem in the industry right now, is that people are not looking really ahead on how to, again, our 4 pillar, the planet is one of them, right? These major companies most of the time will only look at profit.
Right.
And that's the main pillar. It's not the homeowner, it's not the consumer, it's not the planet, it's the profit that comes out of it. Mm-hmm. And that's a little bit the problem of where we are at right now. And yes, us being a smaller company, my idea is not to be in the roofing space for the next 100 years, right? My idea is to figure out how can I solve the roofing problem, right? Creating a product that's gonna last, and that people won't be scared of the next hailstorm. It's going to be good on their roof, and they can change it. And that comes back a little bit to the mentality, right, of the European mentality. If you go in Europe, you will never see an asphalt shingle roof, right? You'll see tiles roof, metal roof. You're going to see things that last for longer. Here in North America, we've been, we got the idea of, hey, I don't care about the next owner. It's me, my time, and let's just get the cheapest option right away, and not thinking ahead in the future.
Right.
I think, and I hope that's going to change. Some law and some regulation will come into place to change that. But right now, as a better product than asphalt shingle, you have clay tiles, you have concrete, but not how, like, all the older houses or even newer homes are not built for the weight
structure.
The structure for the weight, right? So you need something that's gonna be as light or even lighter of an asphalt shingle, but better in long term, and that it can be easily repaired.
Right.
So that's the way that we've been approaching that process, and that next product that we want to launch, right? Something that's easy to install, that can be repaired easily, but as well that won't create as much waste, and that can be that it's not just thrown away, but you can recycle it in the future. So that's really our thought process at GoNano on how can we make it better. And yes, we maybe the bigger guys out there won't like us, for sure.
That's all right.
But our idea is, again, the 4 pillar. That's our value at GoNano, and that's the way that we are approaching that whole model.
No, that's fantastic. So leadership and the solutions, because we're really getting a chance to get some insight into your company and the way you run things. And it's exciting. And I know that our viewers and listeners appreciate the ability to get that firsthand and in an authentic way, because the challenges are real. When you think about when you get up regular week, what are some of the first things that you always want to make sure are not going to be a problem that week? What is it? Is it messaging, leadership? What do you do to try and get off your plate, because you know that you've either been dealing with the same storm for a few weeks, or you see one coming and you want to get things off your plate, not because they aren't important, but because as a leader, either you're able to delegate it or you're able to tie it off. How do you think about your week that way? Because you get the easy stuff off because you know that hard stuff's there.
Yeah, no, great question again. I think when you go, like when you start, you're like, oh, the day that I have that, it's going to be a lot easier. And there is a really good book out there. It's called, it's Millionaire Mind. And in Millionaire Mind book, it says like, oh, as you go ahead and let's say you have a rental property, the first time that someone calls you for the toilet that leaks, it's a 10 out of 10 problem, right? Mm-hmm. Second time it's going to be a 6, the third time is going to be a 3 because you figure out a way. So the way that I've been approaching the whole business is the same mentality, right? So as soon as I see a problem, try to figure out what can we put in place so that next time it happens, we have process in place, or employee delegate. As the leader, as the CEO, what I found out is that every week's a 10 problem. Not every week, but every week there's going to be a new problem that I haven't solved yet. Mm-hmm. And it's just a much bigger problem than the problem that I had 3 years ago. So that's where it put a lot of pressure, because you have to always be in the lookout of everything. And as you grow, there's more and more problems that arise. There's more people that don't want you to succeed. There's more stuff like that. So you really have to always be on the lookout, but as well really be and hire key people around you to make sure that they can manage what once was difficult for you, but that it can help you with what's actually right here, right now, and how do we solve that problems so that we go forward.
Right. Yeah, that's a great answer, because I know some of the different businesses that I have. I know on Sunday what I'm dealing with that's going to be difficult. It's not even a question. It's the things that come up, like you said, that are unplanned. And initially it might start out as a 10 out of 10, but maybe your life experience, your business experience is able to get that resolved pretty quickly. Tell us, as we close out this segment, from a leadership standpoint, you've got a good team around you. You've built a team. When you started to build your team and you made mistakes, how fast were you able to resolve those mistakes? Whether it was somebody you hired or a policy or something that somebody suggested, you went with it and you rode that pony, and then all of a sudden you realized that was the wrong direction to go. And how is it when you have those? What's your messaging? How do you go about dealing with those types? Because you've been at this 6 years. Yeah. And it hasn't been a straight line.
No, I think at the beginning it's hard because you don't know what you don't know, mm-hmm. right? So it's hard to say, okay, that person is bad or that person is good. Some people, I should have fired them a lot faster than what I did, right? Because I didn't have the experience at that time. But you learn from that, right? And once you start learning from bad experience, then you start building around what I want, right? And what I don't want. So for me, and like the culture at GoNano, is that we need to have fun, right? If we're in it, but we're not having fun, we don't have a good chemistry between us, and it's just robotic, and it's not like, hey, we go to a cottage, but we don't talk together, then it doesn't work. No, at GoNano, or the main culture is like everyone's a friend. You have to be able to work with your peers, and everyone's at the same level. Yes, I am the CEO, but I will take my I don't know, assistant or whatever, their idea at the same level as me, because the main problem is either when you're starting, you think that you know nothing and everything that you think is not good, which was my case at the beginning. Over time, you trust yourself, but on the longer term is really to trust as well the whole team, but trust yourself with what you've been what you accomplished.
And with that, especially on the trust element and team, we're going to close out this segment. When we come back, we're going to talk to Jonathan about Jonathan. With that, we'll go to our sponsors. And it's Greg Eddolls, host of Einstein's disease.